In March of 1895, Nikola Tesla stood inside his New York laboratory, surrounded by coils of light and walls trembling with electricity. Moments before one of his massive generators overloaded, Tesla claimed he saw something impossible, a glimpse of time itself. Later, he would describe it as seeing the past, present, and future all at once. Historians can't prove what really happened that night. Some say it was a hallucination caused by high-voltage exposure. Others believe it was the moment Tesla crossed the invisible boundary between physics and consciousness. What we do know is this. After that event, his writings began to change. They were no longer just about machines and power, but about vibration, frequency, and the structure of reality itself. He wrote, "The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine." It was as if he knew something about time, that the rest of us had forgotten something hidden not in equations, but in perception. And maybe that's why his most radical discovery wasn't about electricity at all. To understand Tesla's obsession with time, you have to understand how his mind worked, a mind that saw patterns where others saw machines. He wasn't just an inventor, he was a listener. To him, every spark of electricity was a language, every current a rhythm, every hum of the earth a hidden code waiting to be translated. Tesla once said that his ideas came to him in flashes of light, as if something beyond thought was downloading into his mind. He saw inventions, whole, fully formed images that appeared in his inner vision, requiring no sketches, no drafts, no trial and error. He believed imagination wasn't fantasy, it was perception. And in that perception, he began to glimpse a truth that both mystics and physicists would later explore. That energy, frequency, and vibration are not just the tools of technology, but the fabric of reality itself. He wrote, "If you wish to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." To most, it was a metaphor. To Tesla, it was a map, a way to reach the very structure of time and existence. In the summer of 1899, Tesla left New York and built a strange laboratory high in the mountains of Colorado Springs. There, surrounded by the thin air of the plains and the endless sky, he began an experiment that would haunt scientists for a century. He wanted to prove that the Earth itself could conduct energy, that it was not a solid rock, but a living conductor, vibrating at a specific frequency. The experiment succeeded. Using his massive coils, Tesla transmitted energy wirelessly across miles of distance. No wires, no losses, pure resonance. But something else happened that night. His instruments began to react to signals he hadn't sent. Rhythms, pulses, vibrations that seemed to come from nowhere or everywhere. He wrote, "I felt as though I were in the presence of strange beings who were conducting experiments like myself." To most, it sounded like imagination. But to Tesla, it was confirmation. If everything in the universe vibrates, then perhaps time does too. And if you could match that vibration, you might not move through time, but with it. At the peak of his career, when journalists asked Nikola Tesla if he believed in time travel, he didn't laugh, he paused. And then he said something few understood. Time itself is an illusion, a construct of the mind. To perceive it is to create it. That single line reveals everything about how Tesla saw reality. To him, time wasn't a river we float through, it was a vibration we tune into. Just as radio waves can coexist, but only one can be heard at a time, Tesla believed all moments coexist in a spectrum of energy. We don't move through time, our consciousness simply shifts frequencies. He often described flashes of insight, where inventions appeared to him fully formed, as if his mind had reached into a future that already existed. And in those moments, he said he could sense a rhythm, a heartbeat of the universe that transcended linear cause and effect. Modern physicists would later call this the block universe theory, the idea that past, present, and future all coexist. But Tesla didn't need equations to sense it. He lived it. He once wrote that memory and imagination were not opposites, but two sides of the same mirror. Memory lets us revisit the past. Imagination lets us preview the future. Both happen here in the mind. And perhaps that's why he said, to perceive time is to create it. When Nikola Tesla died in 1943, alone in room 33, 27 of the New Yorker hotel, the FBI sealed his belongings within hours. They said it was a matter of national security. Among his possessions were hundreds of notebooks filled with equations, diagrams, and thoughts about energy, frequency, and something he called field harmonics. Years later, rumors began to surface that some of those papers were never returned, and that they inspired a secret United States Navy experiment in Philadelphia, an attempt to bend light, cloak a ship from radar, and accidentally, from time itself. The story became legend. A destroyer called the USS Eldridge, vanishing from sight in 1943, then reappearing miles away moments later. Witnesses described men fused into the ship's metal. Others claimed it was all fabrication. No official records ever confirmed the event. But what intrigued historians most was the timing. The alleged experiment took place just months after Tesla's death, and after his notes on electromagnetic resonance had mysteriously disappeared. Could it be coincidence? Maybe. But Tesla himself once wrote, "If energy can curve space, then frequency can curve time." And if anyone ever came close to proving that, it was him. When Tesla's body was found, the United States government didn't waste a single hour. Agents from the Office of Alien Property Custodian entered his hotel room and took everything, trunks filled with notes, journals, and prototypes. They said it was for national security, that no foreign power should gain access to his ideas. But what followed remains one of the strangest stories in the history of science. The man assigned to analyze Tesla's papers was an electrical engineer named John G. Trump, the uncle of a future United States president. After reviewing the material, he reported that there was nothing of practical value in the seized documents. But other witnesses claimed that only a fraction of the papers were ever returned. The rest vanished. To this day, no one knows what happened to them. Some believe they were destroyed. Others say they were hidden in classified archives, containing blueprints for electromagnetic field harmonics and early drafts of wireless power transmission concepts decades ahead of their time. Tesla had once warned, "The world is not yet prepared for the technologies I hold." And maybe he was right. Because what disappeared with those notes wasn't just technology. It was a way of seeing the universe itself. Long before quantum physics spoke of fields and frequencies, Tesla was already describing the universe as a sea of vibration. To him, nothing was truly solid. Matter was just energy slowed down, a song playing at a lower pitch. He believed that every object, every thought, and every human being emitted its own frequency. When those frequencies aligned, energy could flow without resistance, and, perhaps, without time. In his notes, Tesla wrote of resonant coupling, a principle where two frequencies, once matched, begin to exchange energy instantly, no matter how far apart they are. Today, physics calls it quantum entanglement, but Tesla saw it as something deeper, a law that connected not only particles but consciousness itself. He said, "To understand energy is to understand the language of the universe, and in that language, time was not a line, it was a loop. Each moment, vibrating at its own tone, waiting for awareness to tune in." Maybe that's what he meant when he said the key to all creation is found in energy, frequency, and vibration. Because to change your vibration is to change your position in the symphony of time itself. Tesla often said his greatest discoveries didn't come from calculation, they came from silence. He would sit alone for hours, listening to the hum of the universe through the static of his own mind. He believed that the human brain was not a source of thought, but a receiver, a living antenna tuned to the frequencies of the cosmos. Every idea, every intuition, was simply consciousness, aligning with the greater field of intelligence. He once wrote, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration." To Tesla, that core wasn't mystical, it was physical. A dimension of pure frequency, a field where energy and awareness were one and the same. Modern scientists call it the zero-point field. Mystics call it the unified mind. Tesla called it reality. And if consciousness is a mirror reflecting the universe, then the images we see, our past, our fears, our desires, are not illusions to escape, but signals to decode. Because every thought you think creates a ripple in that mirror, and every ripple returns to you as experience. In the end, Nikola Tesla may never have built a time machine, but maybe he didn't need to, because the true machine was the mind itself, a field capable of bending perception, and with it, reality. He once said, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence." And perhaps he was right, because the moment we stop treating consciousness as an effect and start seeing it as a cause, time begins to fold. Tesla believed that everything, past, present, and future, is happening now, vibrating together in one eternal field. Our awareness simply tunes the dial, and whatever frequency we align with becomes the world we see. So maybe the secret of time travel was never about stepping into a machine. Maybe it was about remembering how to feel time, as vibration, as energy, as awareness itself. And if that's true, then every thought you think, every choice you make, is already reshaping the past and writing the future. Perhaps that's what Tesla discovered, and why his truth vanished. But what if it didn't? What if it's been waiting here all along, inside you, ready to be remembered? If you've ever felt time pause, even for a breath, maybe that was your reminder, and maybe now, it's your turn to speak back to it.